Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Sunniva.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Racing Chicago.
We are. This is a new game from Spielworxx and Capstone Games. This was sent to us from Spielworxx, who is the German publisher and also the original license owner of the game. Today we're talking all about this game. Let's start off with an overview, as we always do. This is not a full rules breakdown, but I am going to explain a little bit of what is going on in this game. Racing Chicago is a game set in Chicago when they found out that all of the sewage was basically running out in the streets and they had to raise the buildings, physically raise the buildings out of the streets. Some of the wooden buildings they had to take down and move out of the city center, but some of the brick buildings they could actually manage to raise up. I'm not an historian, so please don't, I might have said something wrong. And also the theme isn't my strong suit, but now I actually tried. I think that might be the most theme I ever talked about in a Board Gaming Ramblings video. This game, let's talk about other stuff. This game is a bidding game. You're going to be bidding on projects. There's going to be 5 projects each round. There's going to be 8 rounds in the game. Every single time you play, there's going to be project 1 to 5 in round 1, and then 6 to 10 and so on. But they're going to be shuffled up so you don't know the order of them. We're going to talk about this bidding board right here because now we're going to bid. The blue player is not the player that's on top. Top player is the starting player. But the blue player has the most bidding discs, so they get to start. So they get to place wherever they want. When you place somewhere, you get the resource that you place on. And now, since all the players have the same amount of bidding markers, it's going to be in player order. So now it's going to be white, then blue, then green, and so on until everyone has placed their markers. If you want to place your marker on this top left spot, I'm going to explain why you would do that soon. You'll have to pay all the resources that are still visible on the card. When everyone has placed all of their markers, you're going to see who win each project. I'm just going to place a few out here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I guess I'm placing all of them like this. Now we're going to see who's going to win each project. So over here, you see that white is the winner because white is the only player who bid on this. Over here, blue is the winner because blue, they have the same amount of markers, but blue has the markers up to the left, so that is going to be the winner. Here, green is going to win because they have the most. Here, let's say in a weird position this would happen. And then white would have done not that good of a play, but blue would have won because they had the most markers, and here green would have won. If nobody bids on it, then nobody's going to build it, and the player who are in the lead with the most points is going to move up on the power track. It's going to give you negative points at the end of the game. After that, the player who wins get all the resources that are shown still on the card, and the players who didn't win, for example, here goes back up here, and they will have more bidding markers next round because you get 3 each round plus the ones who didn't win with last round. Then you're going to place the buildings out on the... This is almost going to be a rules, or the whole rules, because the game is very straightforward. And you're just like... To explain the game, I would basically have to explain almost all of the game.
Yeah.
I have to pay for the building. I get the bonus of the building. I get to place this building. I get a point for each bidding marker because over here, this would be a 2 stories high building. I can place it wherever I want. If I end up placing it in a way that places 4 things around the neighborhood tile, the player who has the most levels around that is going to get that bonus. There are also ways you will be moving up on these, giving you a permanent resources that will help you to build because the buildings are getting bigger and bigger and more expensive. And if you build one of the move buildings, that are a blue building like this, you will instead place your building up there like the blue player have done, and add a building up here, which is going to add points for the different other buildings around it. You're basically going to continue doing that for 8 rounds at the end of the game. There's going to be some points for resources left. There's going to be some points for the different areas around. If you play with these end of game scorings, you will get points for those as well if you have enough cards with the right letter. At the end of each round, I didn't say that, you also get income from the cards that are under your player board, and that is almost, I don't think you should go out and play it after hearing that, but you almost could.
Yeah, I think the theme is fantastic in this game. First off, it's a wild thing that has happened.
Yes.
And I'm so fascinated by it. And it really feels like the theme came first in this game, and then the mechanisms kind of built on top of the theme, which I enjoy when it's done in a good way, and I think it's done so here.
We also have the first game that Mouthwolf made in this trilogy of games, I think it is, which was Square Ring Circle Will, which also was a very interesting and fun theme. So I'm very excited to see like what is the third theme. What is going to be the weird thing that's going to happen next in this trilogy of games. I never need a theme, but like this could have been a market where you build up market stalls, stuff like that. But I enjoy the theme here, and it makes sense thematically, the things you do. But the main mechanism here is the bidding. And there are so many interesting things about this bidding.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
First off, this is a very cozy scenario because it's set up for the first round. It's just like 1 and 2 resources. How nice. And you start off with some resources as well. And when you get placed here, you get the resource. Oh, it's so fun in the beginning.
Yes.
And then it costs like 20 million resources now. But 5 and 6
it was very steeply up, yeah.
And you might be like, oh, I'm building 2 this round. Cool. And then you're thinking, I'm building 2 this round. That's a problem.
Well, I managed to build 1.
2, yeah. And also there's so many reasons why you want to win the different cards.
I just have to say, like, it's very interesting because you are getting the resources. And sometimes I'm basically just, let's say I'm white. I don't want this card.
Yeah.
But I want brick.
Yeah.
And I've kind of, let's say I already bid over here. I'm like, I could take brick there.
And just like to save that card. You're not even saving it.
But also because, if I place here, it's pretty big chance I'm going to win the card, if depending on where we are in the round. But let's say I kind of want that card, but I'm not like, it's not going to end the game for me if I don't. So I would rather just place that here and hope that nobody places there, so I will get that when I win the card. So, and then I will take away that resource from you as well. But then maybe it's my turn again. Now I'm going to be like, oh, maybe I'm actually going to take this card now.
Yeah.
And things can change.
Yes.
But there is, as I said, there is so many reasons for wanting a card. Because the order here, the first time I played, I was like, okay, I shuffle them up, but why? But then you understand it because this card is going to be built first.
Yeah.
And the timing of the building is something sometimes very important.
Yep, absolutely. Sometimes the card I want is this, but I need that space specifically because I want that bonus or I want those points. That's 4 points. If I build on here and I get that bonus, that's 4 points. I want that. Then I have to go for something early in the round. Also, there's some set collection here as well, that if you have like 5 different at the end of the game, you get points for that. And also the later buildings, the last round will give you like bonus points for the symbols you have a lot of, if you get the right cards. And also the final scoring here, I feel like what I get for bonus, that's not usually the deciding factor of what card I take.
It really depends, because I've ended up with games where I only have the jackhammer. That's like, no, it's not called a jackhammer. I don't remember what it's called. A wrench. No, I don't remember what it's called in English, actually. I could have checked the rulebook. I won't.
I only remember the Norwegian word.
Yes, which is yek. But basically, the last time we played, I tried to get this.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, almost everything is good.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, if I get these in the beginning with the Joker resources, I have more flexibility in the next round. And then again, if you play with these, they each have a letter, and then I need to have, let's say we're playing a 3-player game, I need to have 4 cards with the letter A. There is some cards that have all the letters. Those are very, very important to get. And if you let somebody have all of them, which you shouldn't do in a multiplayer game, then you will end up easy to score all of these points. So it's basically like it's the bonus of the tile, it's the symbol, it's the letter, it's the income, and it's the order. So there's so many things to think about when you choose what to bid on. And that is what makes this interesting. I have to say, when we sat down to play this with 2, because bidding games aren't usually good with 2.
No?
But we were thinking, okay, we played it a few times, but we should play it with 2 before we do the review.
Yeah.
And I read the rules. I was thinking, okay, let's just do this. Let's just get it over with, because it's not going to be fun. And then after 1 round, I was like, might this be better than multiplayer?
Yeah, it was fascinating.
Yes.
Because when you play with 2, you have 2 neutral markers each. That the last 2 turns that you're bidding, you will place both your marker and the neutral marker. You will get the resource for every, and if you place the neutral marker on a paying space, you will have to pay those resources. When we play this, I thought it was like good to start sometimes, being okay, I can put this, and then when I was a lost player, you could really have a deciding factor when you played with that neutral player, and it became very strategic.
Yeah.
It was still tactical, but because you have to respond to your opponent's decisions, but it was much more interesting to play with 2 than I thought. And I agree, I might prefer it actually.
It is meaner with 2.
It is.
It is absolutely meaner with 2. It felt even more often that you could do something just to destroy for the other player.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to pay for these buildings.
Yep.
So when you're playing with more players, I will be like, okay, I can place this here and take that building from you, but that means I'll have to build it.
Yep.
And for each resource you can't pay, each resource type you can't pay, you will go down on the poverty track. You can also use keys. So let's say late in the game, there's I need 5 bricks. I don't have 5 bricks. I can just pay 1 key, and that's going to pay for 5 bricks. So that it was more mean with 2, since you could do like more shenanigans without it actually hurting me. There is a lot of good things about this game. One thing I don't think is that good, and I think you agree, is the length.
I agree. I don't mind a game being long, but in this game, you're doing the almost exact same thing.
Yeah.
Each round. That means that after, when we had 2 rounds left, I was kind of happy. I was satisfied. And also, when you play through the entire game, every single space fills up, which is kind of thematic and cool, I guess. But I would prefer this game ending at least round earlier.
I would say 2.
Maybe 2.
I think 6 rounds would have been better because there is no feeling of progress. There is like a little bit, you get like a permanent resource. You might get some more income, but this is, you have 4 cars. So if you don't get like an addition over here, it is going to just evolve right then. You get some bonuses, but it's not like you're not building an engine. You're not like, oh, now I get to do more and more and more stuff. But you're scraping by the resources every round to try to build that 1 or 2 buildings. And of course, like later in the game, you will revolve these and you will get those bonuses and stuff like that. But it's still feeling to me like it would have been a better, because I really enjoy what I'm doing in the game, but I'm kind of done before the game is done.
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to like this game?
I think if you like, because even though it's a cool theme, it looks like a dry Euro game.
And it is.
It
kind
is
of
a dry Euro game.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy bidding, I think, I don't like a lot of bidding games.
Yeah.
I like this. I can't really like tell you why I like this and not another one.
I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Because most like auction games and stock games, things you like, is you don't really know the value.
Oh yeah, that's
Here
true.
it's basically, this is not like, oh, I can't bid 10 or 5 money. It's this, I need that resource, I want that card.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
So it's not like a stock game or a bidding game.
You could also call it like an area majority kind of game.
Oh yeah,
It's,
area majority bidding kind. It's different kind of bidding than in many games.
Yes.
I feel like if you want some interaction, if you enjoy the classic Euros, if you like the classic Euros with loads of interaction, even some meanness, if you're playing with 2, you could do some mean stuff in the multiplayer, but most of that would be taking a resource from somebody. Other than that, there's a lot of interaction, both here and here, but it's not like, I'm backstabbing you and taking all your stuff, except in a 2-player game. I think this might be for you. If you don't mind it being a bit longer than I would like it, so if you don't often get the feeling of, oh, this should have been done already, this might also be more for you. So with that said, you want to do some final thoughts?
Yeah, I like this game. I have fun when I play it, and I think it's fun to see when you lay out the cards for the new round. I'm saying, okay, I might go for this and that. And people are starting to place their bids, and I'm just like, oh, you're going for that. Okay, should I try to fight you on that? Or should I try to change my plan and go for that cheap? Here, nobody's bidding on that yet. I can go in, just place one there, and I will get these 2 resources as well. And I need that symbol that's over there anyways. That was not my plan, but should I do it? And if I'm winning 3 this round, am I in big trouble then? Okay, how... because I'm building this first. This will give me that bonus, which is a key. Then I can use that to pay for the next. I really like how this game makes me think. And also how it makes me pivot and take tactical decisions based on what the other people are doing. I like to see how I need to place them on the board to both score the bonuses and also how to place them to go up on the track that I want to. And also, I really like building the going out buildings.
Yeah.
Because that gives me the power to decide over those points.
And you get a pretty powerful bonus.
And more movement on the tracks. And we all know
Tracks
I
are
like tracks. Especially when it gives me permanent resources. Really like that. I think it's a little too long. And that's my only negative with the game, basically. But I'm going to land this on a 7.
Okay, so you said a lot of things, and I agree on most of the things. I agree on everything you said, basically. I have fun while I play this game. I'm going to land on a 7 as well. I think that this is a good game. I think that it would have been better if it was shorter. You could say you could house rule it, but first of all, no. And second of all, I don't think it would work very well here. I enjoyed it both with 2 players and with multiplayer. I enjoy the fact that you have so many reasons to bid for a thing. And also, if you end up with 2 things that you don't win with, that's 2 extra resources next round and that. 2 extra. You don't want to lose 3, not too often, because then you don't win anything and you don't get anything back for it. That balance is also interesting. You had anything to say in my final thoughts?
Yeah, sorry. And also, the more things you have on one building, the higher you get to place there, and the more you are in the... Yes, thank you. Yes. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, we spoke about it a little bit in the review video.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I don't know where I was. I'm going to give it a 7. I think it's a great game, or a good game. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy what we do, you can...
subscribe!
Do it! It's free, fun, and awesome, and it helps us get to 1 million subscribers. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Selma.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.